Hokage get burning art at the start, Chapter 161-180. Chapter 161 Hanging Kurigakure Village. Afterwards, Kazama asked the daimyo of the Land of Water to upgrade his Otogakure village from the previous vassal relationship to a relationship that kept pace with the Land of Water. Kurigakure in the Land of Water and the village of Konoha in the Land of Fire. And every year to give himself a lot of financial resources Otogakure village. Originally, this incident had nothing to do with Kurigakure village. But Kurigakure village is the boss of the ninja village in the Land of Water. Heard that a little-known Otogakure village has the same status as his own village. And they also receive offerings from the Land of Water every day. This naturally caused them all kinds of envy, jealousy and hatred, so they immediately asked him to revoke the decision. It's a pity that daimyo of the Land of Water has been controlled by Kazama, so he ignored the request of Kurigakure village. This also directly caused the anger of Kurigakure village. If they had to fight Otogakure village in a ring battle, whoever lost would automatically withdraw from the Land of Water. And Kazama, who was searching for the five-tailed Jinchuriki, column power, readily agreed when he heard the news. And to personally go to Kurigakure village to fight with them in the ring. This suddenly made Zaibushin and Bai greatly puzzled. Lord Kazama, although the village of Kurigakure is very powerful, since the death of the fourth generation of Mizukage, their village doesn't even have a Mizukage. In my opinion, it is better that we take advantage of the situation to raise the village of Kurigakure to the ground. Yakazama-sama, with your strength, it's easy to eliminate a Kurigakure village, why do you want to fight them in the ring? Hearing Zaibushin and Bai's persuasion, Kazama immediately smiled and shook his head. First of all, I am not a murderer, and they are just dissatisfied, so I will destroy their entire village, which is too outrageous, and secondly, since we have searched the entire water country, we have not found the five-tailed Jinchuriki. The whereabouts of the column force, it is better to take the opportunity of the ring battle to enter the village of Kurigakure in a grand manner, and see if there is any trace of the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force. Hearing Kazama's words, Zaozen and Shiro felt very reasonable, so they immediately followed Kazama to the village of Kurigakure. And when the people in Kurigakure village learned of Kazama's intention, they immediately sneered at him. Did your Otogakure village chief get kicked by the donkey in his head, and only sent you this little bastard to fight? That's right, I think your Otogakure village is arrogant. You don't even know how much you have. How dare you challenge our Kurigakure village? Snapped. Kurigakure village could finish speaking. Zaibushin, who was on the side, knocked these people to the ground immediately. Bastard, this is the territory of our Kurigakure village, how dare you attack us? I'm just going to do something to you, aren't you convinced? Although Zaibushin used to be a ninja in Kurigakure village, but now that he has surrendered to Kazama, he will not be used to the people of Kurigakure village. Everyone. And Kazami immediately stopped Zaibu at this time, and said to everyone with a smile. First of all, our Otogakure village does not intend to challenge your Kurigakure village. After all, to improve our Otogakure village's status and enshrine our Otogakure village, this is the meaning of the name of the country of water. Besides, although your village of Kurigakure belongs to the country of water, it is also an independent existence, and the daimyo of the Land of Water did not take money to subsidize us from your village of Kurigakure, so why are you so angry? Quote. Bullshit. We have never heard of the name of your Otogakure village, and now you dare to have the same status as our Kurigakure village, it is an insult to our Kurigakure village. That's right, I told you to send ninjas from Otogakure village to fight with us, but who knows, the three of you will come, especially you, a little bastard, who looks like you are only a teenager, and you dare to come to us before you even grow up. Pretend to force, kill you first and then talk about it. Due to the cruel rule before the 4 generations of Mizukage, the ninjas in this blood fog land are all bloodthirsty. Without a word, he attacked Kazama. Chapter 162 One man hangs Kurigakure village. It's a pity that although these people are menacing, in Funyun's eyes, they are simply as weak as ants. Therefore, Kazama didn't bother with them, just let Zaibuxian and Bai deal with those who attacked him. With Zaibuxian and Bai Na's high strength, after a few rounds of effort, they defeated everyone in a row. Stop. At this moment, the elders of Kurigakure village led Terumi Mei and others behind them, and they came here immediately, and stopped everyone from fighting. At this time, Terumi Mei has not yet become the 5th generation Mizukage. The power of Kurigakure village is still in the hands of the elders. Seeing Zaibuxian and Bai in front of Fengjian, Yuanxi suddenly felt that their moves were a little familiar. But because the two of them had dressed up before, and made some changes to their weapons. Therefore, Yuanxi did not recognize Zaibuxian and Bai's identities. The leader of your Otogakure village is really arrogant, and only sent the 3 of you to fight in the arena with our Kurigakure village. Master Yuan didn't know that Kazama was the real leader of Otogakure village, so he didn't take him seriously at all. It's not 3 people, I'm the only one fighting against you this time. What did you say? Hearing Kazama's words, Master Yuan, Terumi Mei and the others were shocked. I said that I was the only one participating in this ring fight, and they just escorted me here and left when they were done. Kazama said, and then rushed towards Zaibuxian and Bai with a wink. Let them take the opportunity to get out of everyone's sight and go to Kurigakure village to look for the traces of the 5-tailed Jinchuiki column force. So if they don't cut it, Bai immediately retreats. Humph. It's ridiculous. Even when you come to our village of Kurigakure, you have to be escorted. What skills do you have to participate in the ring battle? At this moment, everyone laughed in the wind again. Because Kazama has never revealed his strength, everyone thinks Kazama is a waste. Since you came here on behalf of Otogakure village, then we won't let you run in vain. The rules of the arena are very simple, 2 wins in 3 rounds, you are alone against me, the 3 ninjas in Kurigakure village, as long as you can win if you win 2 of them, even if you win, don't think our Kurigakure village bullied you, who asked Otogakure village to send you here alone. Okay, no problem, I just like wheel fights. Humph. Boy, you're not too old, and your tone is not too young. There will be a time for you to cry. Terumi Mei who was beside him. You arrange the ninja to fight this kid, just knock him out of the ring, don't hurt his life, lest people say that we are bullying the small. Don't worry, elder. Terumi Mei also thinks that his Kurigakure village will win the ring battle this time. She didn't know that their village of Kurigakure would feel hopeless next. Chanjiro, come on. What? Can I? Hearing Terumi Mei's words, Chojiro immediately became a little timid. Of course you can, don't forget that you are one of the 7 members of our Kurigakure village with ninja swords. Next, use the double knife flounder in your hand to let this kid from Otogakure village see the strength of our Kurigakure village. Good. Hearing Terumi Mei's encouragement, Chojiro summoned the courage to step into the ring. A future 6th generation Mizukage. Seeing that his first opponent was Chojiro, Kazama immediately smiled and nodded at him. Chapter 163 Hanging and Fighting Ninja Swordsman. In fact, Kazama has no grudge against the village of Kurigakure. He just wanted to use the opportunity of the ring battle to let Zaibuxian and Shiro search for the traces of the 5-tailed Jinchuiki column force. Of Kurigakure village regarded Kazama as an injustice enemy. When they saw Kazama-chan Chojiro smiling and nodding. He actually thought that Kazama looked down on Chanjiro, so he immediately yelled at Kazama. Xiaozamao, just wait to die, don't look at Chanjiro's shyness and lack of confidence, but his strength is very powerful. That's right, next time you'll be slashed to pieces by Chanjiro's double knife flounder. Ha ha. Snapped. Just as everyone was yelling at the wind, they were suddenly knocked to the ground by an invisible attack. This is the invisible power of the 9 secluded winds in the wind. What the hell is going on here? Where did the evil wind come from? At this moment, everyone thought that they were blown down by the strong wind, and they didn't know that it was Funyun's trick to teach them a lesson. At this time, Chanjiro, who was in the ring, immediately attacked Kazama. Offended, flounder free. Seeing that Chojuro made such a powerful move as soon as he came up, everyone in Kurigakure village immediately became interested. At this time, the shape of the ninja flounder became bigger and bigger, and then it sent out countless light cannons to attack Kazama. HMPH. Chojuro is great. This way, the battle can be resolved in an instant. That's right, Chojuro is the genius of our Kurigakure village, and it's easy to deal with the little strays of Otogakure village. But just when everyone thought that Fengjan would be defeated, an unexpected scene happened. It turned out that Chojuro's full-strength blow hit Kazama. As if the mud cow entered the sea, it didn't play any role at all. Ding! Absorbed flounder and liberated successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining flounder and flounder blood fog knife method. How is this possible? After seeing this, everyone exclaimed in unison. As the youngest generation of the 7 ninja swordsmen in Kurigakure village, the strength of Chojuro is obvious to all. But now, Chojuro's full-strength blow failed to hurt Kazama even a little bit, and everyone couldn't help but feel greatly disappointed. And Terumi Mei, who was below the ring, knew how powerful Chojuro's blow was. Even you can't stop it so easily. But Fengjan was blocked by his body alone. This kid in Otogakure village is not easy. Just when Terumi Mei was surprised by Kazama's strength, something even more shocking happened to her. It turned out that Kazama, who had blocked Chojuro's attack, did not stop there. Instead, he immediately used the teleportation technique, snatched Chojuro's flounder, and chopped it off at the top of Chojuro's head. Blood mist knife bone pulling. Oops! Nagajiro, get out of the way! Terumi Mei in the audience hurriedly shouted at Chojuro. As the strongest in the village of Kurigakure, she is very clear about the power of this blood fog sword. Moreover, this sword technique is also called a taboo technique due to its excessive cruelty. Now an outsider in Kazama has actually mastered the forbidden swordsmanship in his own village of Kurigakure. How this does not shock Terumi Mei. While Terumi Mei shouted, the flounder in Kazama's hand had already been chopped off. With a rumbling sound, the entire arena was blown to the ground by the wind. And Chojuro was shocked and flew out. What, you didn't hit Chojuro at all? It looks amazing, but it's a pity that his eyes are not good, and he can't even fight. Everyone in the audience saw that Chojuro was only blown away by Yue, so they laughed again in the wind. But Terumi Mei saw it clearly just now. It's not that Kazama's eyes are not good and he didn't hit Chojuro. But Kazama avoided Chojuro's body at the last critical moment, otherwise Chojuro would have been torn apart long ago. Chojuro, are you alright? At this time, Nakojiro was so stunned that he didn't even hear Terumi Mei's question. There is no doubt that Kazama won this match. Okay, boy from Otogakure, you're pretty good. At this moment, a female ninja with long brown yuhi hair and a bandage around her neck came to the opposite side of Kazama. The 7 ninja swordsman, is it Ringo Amayuri, the second user of the Thunder Sword Kiba. He is also very familiar with this person. Chapter 164 Hanging Ninja Sword 7 People Ringo Amayuri. Boy, you will definitely lose this time. At this time, the onlookers laughed at the wind again. Ringo Amayuri is the Raiden Thunder-style genius of our Kurigakure village. Yes, especially Ringo Amayuri's Thunder Sword Kiba, but it is born with the power of thunder and lightning. You can beat Chojuro, but you can't beat Ringo Amayuri. Facing everyone's ridicule, Kazama didn't care at all. Because the more people looked down on him, the more he could slap everyone in the face. They're right. At this time, Ringo Amayuri in the ring did not attack immediately. Instead, he generally looked at the 2 blades in his hand and said coldly to the wind. My 2 thunder knives, Kiba, have both offensive and defensive capabilities, and can create and attract lightning to release more powerful power. If you reveal the secrets and abilities of your weapons to me, aren't you afraid that I will find the flaws? Hearing Kazama's words, Ringo Amayuri immediately started laughing wildly. It stands to reason that I should not reveal the secret of my weapon to you, but in my eyes, You are no different from a dead person, so even if I tell you, it does not matter, take it, Raiden Thunder Style Rai Kiba. Ringo Amayuri's dual blades immediately sent out a powerful lightning force. Its scope is so wide that it almost covers the entire arena, obviously blocking the retreat route of Fengjian. As expected of the genius of our Kurigakure village Raiden Thunder Style, it really is amazing. Of course, this time the kid in Audiobookseries village has to peel off his skin even if he doesn't die. Just when everyone agreed that Kazama would be defeated by Ringo Amayuri's Raiden Thunder Style. But he found that Kazama raised his hand slightly and sucked Ringo Amayuri's powerful Raiden Thunder Style into his body. Damn it, where the hell is this kid? He can even absorb Ringo Amayuri's Raiden Thunder Style. Is this kid a monster? Don't say that everyone couldn't believe it at this time, even Ringo Amayuri, the caster, was stunned. It was the first time she had seen someone who could absorb her Raiden Thunder Style. Ding! Absorbed Raiden Thunder Style Thunder Kiba successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Thunder Sword Technique Thunder Gate. Ringo Amayuri, your Raiden Thunder Style is too rubbish, let's try my Raiden Thunder Style Thunder Sword Art. Before Ringo Amayuri could react, Kazama had already used the more powerful Raiden Thunder Style technique. This Thunder Sword technique, Thunder Gate, is my technique, how can you use it? Seeing Kazama's move, Ringo Amayuri stepped back in shock. This kind of technique has long been rotten, so it's not surprising that I can use it. You bastard, I'm angry too. Hearing Kazama saying that his technique had rotted on the street, Ringo Amayuri immediately became angry and immediately counterattacked. Thunder Sword Technique Falls Thunder. Ding! Absorbing the Thunderbolt technique successfully, congratulations to the host for obtaining Raiden Thunder Style Natural Lightning. The result is still the same, Ringo Amayuri's attack is still absorbed by Kazama. Raiden Thunder Style Natural Lightning. What? Seeing that Kazama is now using his own ninjutsu skills, Ringo Amayuri suddenly became confused. What's going on here? Why is this kid from Audiobookseries village not only able to absorb Ringo Amayuri's attack, but even perform Ringo Amayuri's ninjutsu? At this time, the village elder of Kurigakure, who was watching the battle, was also very puzzled. Chapter 165 Getting Ready to Slap Terumi Mei. This kid in Audiobookseries village is really not easy, no wonder he dares to come to our Kurigakure village to challenge himself. Terumi Mei said in a deep voice, looking at the wind room where Kamui was showing off in the ring. I think this kid should only be able to absorb ordinary ninjutsu. If Ringo Amayuri loses next, you will play immediately and use your Kekkei Genkei Yoden, Lava Style, and Foot and Vapor Style, to defeat the incoming people, never let us shame on the village of Kurigakure. Quote. This. Terumi Mei looked a little embarrassed after hearing the words of the elder of the village of Kurigakure. But elder, didn't you say that you won 2 games in 3 games before? If Kazama wins this time, it will be 2 games in a row. Pedant. This is the territory of our Kurigakure village, and our Kurigakure village has the final say. If I let him play a few games, he has to play a few games. Do you really want our Kurigakure village to be squeezed out by Audiobookseries village? Raiden Thunder Style Razor. Just as the village elders of Kurigakure and Terumi Mei were discussing countermeasures, Ringo Amayuri in the ring has unleashed her ultimate nirvana, Raiden Thunder Style. I can't believe that Ringo Amayuri was forced to this point. Terumi Mei is well aware of the power of Raiden Thunder Style and suddenly felt a little worried about Kazama in the ring. Okay, since Ringo Amayuri has used his trump card, then this kid in Audiobookseries village will definitely lose, haha. But the elders of Kurigakure village didn't care about Kazama's life or death. In his eyes, only the interests of his village are the most important. At this time, Ringo Amayuri in the ring had merged with the thunder knife in her hand, and turned into countless giant pythons transformed into thunder and lightning. Then it rushed towards the wind room at a very fast speed. A few face-to-face efforts have caused hundreds of attacks on Kazama. It's hard for anyone who is hit by this trick to die. Everyone in Kurigakure village burst into laughter when they saw Kazama being submerged by Ringo Amayuri's Raiden Thunder style. Of course, I heard that Ringo Amayuri can turn into hundreds of thin swords of thunder after killing the enemy with this technique, and stab the enemy from different angles again, just to avoid the enemy's chance to escape. You're so lively, if I didn't die, would it embarrass you all? Just when everyone in the village of Kurigakure was bragging about how awesome and powerful Ringo Amayuri was. Suddenly, I heard a voice from among the thousands of Raiden Thunder style above the ring. I rely on. My God, how is this possible? With the exclamations of everyone, the figure of the wind immediately reappeared. At this time, the wind room not only absorbed the Raiden Thunder style of Ringo Amayuri. He even used the 9 dragons thunder fire, allowing 9 dragons of thunder and fire to surround his body. Today's wind room is like a god descending from the earth, standing in the center of the ring. Monster. Seeing that Kazama is not only still alive, but even shows a stronger strength than Ringo Amayuri. Some of the timid people in the crowd fainted from fright on the spot. Because Kazama's performance today has far exceeded their tolerance. Impossible. It's impossible. At this time, Ringo Amayuri, who was in the ring, slumped on the ground with a plop. There is no arrogance at all when he first entered the ring. Is there a killer? If there is, let's use it together, I can still hold on. Hearing Funyun's joking words, if it followed Ringo Amayuri's previous temper, I'm afraid he would have been following Fengjan for a long time. But today's Ringo Amayuri has been completely convinced by Kazami's fearful strength. At this moment, she has completely lost her temper in front of the wind. I admit defeat. What? Ringo Amayuri, who has always been stubborn, actually conceded defeat. Kurigakure village, including Yuenchi and Terumi Mei, was shocked. You know they know Ringo Amayuri very well. Ringo Amayuri wouldn't say admit defeat if he didn't really run into a tough opponent. Damn, this kid from Audiobook village is really a monster. Even Ringo Amayuri is afraid of him. It's up to you, Terumi Mei. This time, we must not lose face in our Kurigakure village. Terumi Mei felt that it was unfair to Kazama after hearing the words of the elder Yuenchi. But for the benefit of her own village, she must defeat Kazama. Chapter 166 Hanging Terumi Mei. Kurigakure village is really shameless. We agreed to win 2 of 3 games. Now I have won twice in a row, and I have to find someone to fight with me. Seeing Terumi Mei stepping into the ring, Kazama immediately sighed helplessly. However, he did not refuse the next battle. Because Kazama is now using the ring battle to delay time. So that Zaibushin and Shiro can thoroughly search the whereabouts of the 5-tailed Jinchuriki column force in Omegakure village. Therefore, not to mention playing 3 games, even if he played 300 games, Kazama is willing to accompany him. Although you have already won 2 games, but for the dignity of our village of Kurigakure, we must not be squeezed out of the land of water by your village of Audiobook, so this time I will play against you. With the appearance of Terumi Mei, everyone below the ring was all excited. All of them cast indescribable glances at Terumi Mei. After all, Terumi Mei is the first beauty of Kurigakure village. No problem, I just want to meet your Yoden lava style and Fuden vapor style too. But Kazama is more interested in Terumi Mei's Kekkei Genkei. Terumi Mei couldn't help but be surprised when she saw that the other party actually knew her trump card. Because she has never dealt with Audiobook village and Kazama. But the other party actually knew so clearly about his own details. Although you can absorb ninjutsu, you definitely can't absorb my Yoden lava style and Fuden vapor style, because this is the power of Kekkei Genkei. Yoden lava style dissolving monsters. Fuden vapor style art of mist. As Terumi Mei said, she used 2 Kekkei Genkei techniques in a row to attack Kazama. Good job. Kurigakure, who was under the ring, was overjoyed at this moment. Because of Terumi Mei's strength, he is very confident. Moreover, Yoden Lava Style and Futen Vapor Style both have extremely powerful corrosion ability. Elder Kurigakure is confident that Kazama will never be able to resist. At this time, with Terumi Mei's Yoden Lava Style and Futen Vapor Style display, the ring, which had been turned into ruins, was melted in an instant, causing everyone in the Kurigakure village to retreat. Because even they have only heard of Yoden Lava Style and Futen Vapor Style but have never seen them. Now that I can finally see it with my own eyes, I am naturally shocked by the power of these two techniques. If you can't beat this kid from Otogakure village this time, then it's no good. The people of Kurigakure village no longer dared to brag. They only hope that Terumi Mei's Yoden Lava Style and Futen Vapor Style can successfully defeat Kazama, so that their Kurigakure village can pull back a game and regain some face. At this time, Kazama in the ring immediately laughed secretly. It stands to reason that you should give some face to your Kurigakure village, but I also like Yoden Lava Style and Futen Vapor Style very much, so I accept it bluntly. With Kazama's one-handed exploration, the powerful Yoden Lava Style and Futen Vapor Style were still easily absorbed into the body by Kazama. Ding! Successfully absorbed the Yoden Lava Style monster dissolving technique. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Yoden Lava Style super monster dissolving technique. Ding! Successfully absorbed the Futen Vapor Style mist technique. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Futen Vapor Style mist technique. My God! Earth! Mom! With the success of Yoden Lava Style and Futen Vapor Style absorbed by Kazama, the exclamations of people in Kurigakure village can be described as one after another. Alas! Is our Kurigakure village really exhausted, and we are about to be kicked out of the water country? The elder of Kurigakure was no longer surprised at this time, but instead showed an indescribable loneliness. And Terumi Mei in the ring finally realized the helplessness of Ringo Amayuri at this moment. Futen Vapor Style is unparalleled. At this moment, a more powerful Futen Vapor Style rushed towards Kazama and Terumi Mei in the ring. Five-tailed Jinchuriki Column Force. Although the person who performed the spell has not yet appeared, Kazama knew that this Futen Vapor Style uncanny power is the best technique of the five-tailed Jinchuriki column, so he was surprised and delighted. Chapter 167 Hanging Five-Tailed Man Jinchuriki Column Force. Because the main purpose of his coming to Kurigakure village is to find the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force. Now that the Jinchuriki column power of the five-tailed man has appeared, Kazama will naturally be able to absorb the five tails and gain the power of the six tails. Terumi Mei was also shocked by the sudden attack of the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force. But she was more frightened, because the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force attacked too fast. Terumi Mei didn't even have time to dodge at the moment. Susanoo. At this critical moment, Kazama immediately blocked the attack of the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force with Susanoo, and directly saved Terumi Mei's life. Thank you. Terumi Mei let out a sigh of relief when she saw Kazama's shot. And when she saw Susanoo in Kazama at this time, and the pair of Mangekyo Sharingan, she was surprised again. Only then did she know that she had not used all her strength in the previous arena battles. Otherwise, you may not even have the chance to make a move. Okay, Terumi Mei, you even found a helper to deal with me. Seeing that Susanoo in the Kazama blocked his attack, the five-tailed Jinchuriki column laughed instead of being angry. Little brother, this matter has nothing to do with you, you hurry up and leave. Terumi Mei ignored the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force, and immediately said into the wind. It turns out that the five-tailed Jinchuriki column wanted to seize the power of Kurigakure village after seeing the death of the fourth generation of Mizukage in Kurigakure village. However, they were repelled by Terumi Mei and the Kurigakure village. Now he's making a comeback again, originally trying to kill Terumi Mei. As long as Terumi Mei is dead, there will be no one to match him in the village of Kurigakure. But who knew that Kazama saved Terumi Mei's life? Little bastard, just because you want to stop my foot and vapor style. Hearing the words of the five-tailed Jinchuriki column, Kazama realized that the armor of Susanoo's appearance had been burned by foot and vapor style. My foot and vapor style has a powerful corrosive ability, just wait for you to die, haha. Merely foot and vapor style wants to kill me too, dreaming. Kazama said that. He summoned the volcanic stone flame with absolute defense power and covered it on Susanoo's surface. Boy, foot and vapor style is specialized in defeating Kaden fire style, but you still use Kaden fire style to attack, I said. Did you let the donkey kick your brain? Just when the five-tailed Jinchuriki column kept laughing at Kazama. However, he found that with the appearance of volcanic stone flames, his original offensive foot and vapor style was instantly burned into nothingness. How is this possible? Seeing that his foot and vapor style was actually restrained by Kaden fire style of Kazama really surprised the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force. At this time, the five-tailed man Jinchuriki column force saw that Kazama was not easy to deal with, so he immediately began to transform into a tailed beast. Oops. The five-tailed Jinchuriki column is going to run wild. This little brother has nothing to do with you. You should leave quickly, and don't go into this muddy water. You two don't play double reads for me. Before Terumi Mei could finish speaking, the five-tailed Jinchuriki column forced through the dying Zabujan and Shiro in front of Kazama. It's okay. It's okay to find someone to search for me. Seeing that his two subordinates were actually bloodied by the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force, Kazama immediately became furious. It didn't matter just now, but it matters now. Shut your mother, the steam is coming in. With the whistling like a train, the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force instantly knocked Susanoo out of Kazama. As soon as Terumi Mei found out that he had been knocked out of Kurigakure village between Hefeng, he had a bad secret. Oops. The five-tailed Jinchuriki column force is deliberately keeping us away from Kurigakure village, so that he can avoid the siege of our Kurigakure village. He did it on purpose, and so did I. What? Terumi Mei was puzzled when she heard Kazami's words beside her. Just as he was about to ask, he found that the pair of Mangekyo Sharingan in the wind had turned into Rinnegan again. Chapter 168 Hanging and Beating King Mew with Five Tails. Is this the Rinnegan of the Six Paths Fairy? Seeing that Kazama actually owns Rinnegan, Terumi Mei suddenly felt how stupid it was to defeat Kazama before. If I don't leave the village of Kurigakure, how can I go on a killing spree? Kazama said while flying into the sky with the force of repulsion. Xiaozao Mao, it's me who wants to kill a lot. In front of my five-tailed Jinchuriki column power, you humans only have to wait to die. Next, I will show you what the power of tailed beasts is. I rely on Shinra Tensai Almighty Push sign. Five-tailed Jinchuriki column force could finish his clamor, the wind blasted him hundreds of meters away. Even the large number of trees around it collapsed layer by layer, and its power was no less than the full blow of the tailed beast. It was only at this time that Terumi Mei knew why Kazama was deliberately rammed away from Kurigakure village by the force of the five-tailed Jinchuriki column. Because if Kazama used the Shinra Tensai Almighty Push sign in Kurigakure village, his village would be razed to the ground. Bansho Tenon Universal Pull. The five-tailed Jinchuriki column force was knocked off by Shinra Tensai Almighty Push of Kazama. He still didn't know what happened. Was sucked by Bansho Tenon Universal Pull of Kazama again. Boy, you are courting death yourself. Didn't have the chance to attack Kazama's five-tailed Jinchuriki column force, and he was overjoyed when he saw Kazama actually sucking him in. Shinra Tensai Almighty Push sign. But at this moment he was not close to the wind room, and he was blasted out again. This suction combined with a repulsive force is about to break the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force. If it were an ordinary person, I am afraid that he would have been beaten to pieces long ago. Bansho Tenon Universal Pull. Shinra Tensai Almighty Push sign. And Kazama has no intention of stopping at this moment, and has been using Bansho Tenon, Universal Pull, and Shinra Tensai Almighty Push signs all the time. A few face-to-face efforts, the five-tailed Jinchuriki column was beaten with all kinds of meat and 8 elements. Is this the power of Rinnegan? Seeing that Kazama was able to defeat the five-tailed Jinchuriki column with such ease, Terumi-mei immediately fell into the ground in admiration. Bastard! How dare you use me as a ball? The five-tailed Jinchuriki column force was so embarrassed by Kazama's beating. With its roar, it immediately changed into the body of King Mew of the Five Tails. Suffer it to death, kid, horns are folded. Super Shinra Tensai Almighty Push sign. Even in the face of Wu Wei King Emu's body attack, Kazami still knocked him to the ground. Even the five-tailed body is no match for Kazama. At this moment, Terumi-mei doesn't know what language to use to describe Kazama's awesomeness. I'm not afraid of anything but Tailed Beast Bomb. Kazama said to him deliberately in order to make King Wu Wei perform Tailed Beast Bomb on him. And the five-tailed King Emu's brain is indeed not very bright. I heard that the wind was afraid of Tailed Beast Bomb. I used Tailed Beast Bomb to kill the wind. Good come. Seeing that King Mew of Wu Wei really cast Tailed Beast Bomb, Kazama was overjoyed. Ding! Successfully absorbed the five-tailed Tailed Beast Bomb. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the power of six-tailed and turning into a six-tailed rhinoceros. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 18th eccentric fire and 8 wastes to destroy the flames. This strange fire can be transformed into wings of flames as large as 100 feet, helping the host to soar above the 9 heavens. Can even absorb Tailed Beast Bomb. Terumi-mei below had a clear view of the battle between Kazama and King Wu Wei Mew. At this time, Terumi-mei suddenly had a feeling that, compared with the five tails, perhaps Kazama is the real monster. Chapter 169 Gain the power of the six-tailed rhinoceros. I'm mad at me too. At this time, the five-tailed King Mew couldn't help the wind when he saw his Tailed Beast Bomb. He whimpered in anger, as if going crazy. The next step is not to be angry with you, but to scare you. Come out, six-tailed rhinoceros. What? Seeing the change in the wind, he turned into a six-tailed rhinoceros. The five-tailed King Mew was so frightened that he took a few steps back, and then collapsed directly to the ground. After all, the six tails were born to suppress the five tails. Koto Amatsukami. Seeing that King Mew of Wu Wei had lost his fighting spirit, Kazama immediately cast the strongest demonic illusion on him. Make him a five-tailed Jinchuriki column force, and completely control him. You have conquered so many people, Jinchuriki column power, you are the most arrogant one. At this time, Kazama immediately fell from the air in front of the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force. From now on you will go to my Otogakure village as a guard. As ordered. For the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force who got hit with Koto Amatsukami, Kazama's orders are everything. Even if Kazama asked him to commit suicide now, he would do it without hesitation. That's the scary thing about the strongest demonic illusion Koto Amatsukami. As long as you are hit by this technique, you will become the puppet of the caster for the rest of your life. At this time, Terumi-mei, who was not far away, did not know that the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force had been controlled by Kazama. She also thought that Kazama had tried all her strengths and failed to kill the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force. So he immediately prepared to help Kazama and attack the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force again. But it was stopped by the wind at random. Thank you for your kindness, but now the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force has been controlled by me. Without my order, he will not attack your Kurigakure village, so you don't have to worry. What? Are you under your control? Hearing Kazama's words, Terumi-mei was startled again. She never expected that the arrogant and domineering five-tailed man Jinchuriki column force would be controlled by the wind. When she remembered the pair of Rinnegans that Kazama owned, it was not surprising. After all, this Rinnegan is the eyes of the Six Paths Fairy, there is nothing that these eyes can't do. I've been offended before, so please bear with me. After knowing Kazama's true strength, Terumi Mei's attitude immediately became respectful. Don't worry, I'm not someone who cares about everything. Besides, I just had a ring battle with your Kurigakure village just so that my subordinates can successfully find the whereabouts of the five-tailed Jinchuiki column force. So it is. Hearing Kazama's words, Terumi Mei finally understood why Kazama's subordinates suddenly disappeared, and then they were beaten to death by the force of the five-tailed Jinchuiki column. Although I don't know what kind of grievance you have with the five-tailed Jinchuiki column force, you actually helped our Kurigakure village. I don't know how we should repay you. There's no need to repay, but if you really feel bad about it, I hope you can promise me one thing. Kazama immediately thought of Zabuzan and Shiro, who are still missing Nin in Kurigakure village. Until now, he is still wanted and hunted down by the village of Kurigakure. So Kazama wanted to take the opportunity to get Terumi Mei to release the wanted for Zabuza and Shiro. No matter what your request, as long as I can do it, I will promise you. Release the wanted for Zaibuzan and Shiro. No more cuts. White. Terumi Mei was a little puzzled when she heard Kazama's words. We haven't heard from the two of them in our village of Kurigakure for many years, how could you suddenly mention them both? To tell the truth, my two subordinates are Zaibujian and Bai. What? Seeing that the two people who had been wanted for many years in his Kurigakure village, now under his nose, Terumi Mei was a little dumbfounded. Chapter 170 Hardly bowed by Terumi Mei Overlord. Now that Kazama has proposed it, he wants to let his Kurigakure village release the wanted for these two. Terumi Mei can only agree with reason. After all, Kazama just helped his Kurigakure village and solved the threat of the Jinchuiki column force of the Five Tails. And with Kazama's strength, even if his Kurigakure village doesn't lift the wanted for Zabuzan and Shiro, he can't help Zabuzan and Shiro. No problem. Terumi Mei nodded immediately. Zaibuzan and Bai were originally wanted missing Nin during the fourth generation of Mizukage. Because of the cruelty of the fourth generation of Mizukage, many good people were framed as bad people. Now that the fourth generation of Mizukage is dead, Zaibuzan and Bai are wanted. Should also be lifted. Thank you. At this time, Kazama and Terumi Mei were talking as they returned to the village of Kurigakure. By the way, now little brother, you are the benefactor of our Kurigakure village, but I still don't know your name, little brother. I can't call you any honorable name, just call me Fengjan. Kazama, you are Sanada Kazama. Terumi Mei was taken aback when she heard Kazama's name. Why, have you heard of my name? Seeing Terumi Mei's surprise, Kazama was very curious. Although Kazama knew that he was powerful, it was the first time he had come to the land of water. And the water country is a completely isolated existence from other countries. So Kazama thought that Terumi Mei could not know her name. Of course I know, the fact that you rescued Konoha with your own power has long spread throughout the 5 countries, and when you were in Kumogakure village in the Land of Thunder, you subdued Killer Bee Jinchuiki column force Killer Bee, our 5-country ninja village, but no one does not know Akatsuki. Really? Knowing that his name had spread throughout the 5 major countries, Kazama was naturally a little disappointed. Because he still wants to continue to act as a pig and eat a tiger, but in this way, he will not be able to keep a low profile in the future. Brother Kazama, you also know that the 4th generation of Mizukage in our Kurigakure village has just passed away, and now the village is very restless inside and outside the village. If we are really expelled from the land of water, then we will no longer have a place to live. So see if you can. Terumi Mei said, and cast a pitiful look at Kazama, and then deliberately moved closer to Kazama. Although Kazama is not a hungry ghost, but a peerless beauty like Terumi Mei in the face, it must be a lie to say that she is not interested. But Kazama has more important things now, and that is to return to Kurigakure village as soon as possible, and save Zai and Shiro. Besides, he never intended to force the village of Kurigakure to leave the land of water. So Kazama hurriedly pushed Terumi Mei's arms away. In the beginning, it was your Kurigakure village. You had to fight in the ring with our Otogakur village. I never asked you to leave the land of water. Since you said that you have no place to live, then continue to stay here. Really, thank you so much. By the way, can you be the master of your Otogakur village? Terumi Mei only knew that Kazama was powerful, but she didn't know that Kazama was the leader of Otogakur village. What do you say? The wind immediately replied in annoyance. Oh, I understand, so you were the real leader of Otogakur village, but you pretended to be an ordinary ninja before. I said, little brother Kazama, you can turn around everyone in our Kurigakur village. Terumi Mei said, while throwing a wink in the wind. It's said that women are like wolves and tigers in their 30s, and that's true. Kazama thought of this and hurriedly quickened his pace. Because the place he passed by was a field of corn, and if one was accidentally caught by Terumi Mei had a chance. That own small body can't bear it. Chapter 171 Slap Kurigakur Village Elder. Elder. The five-tailed Jinchuriki column force has been defeated by us, and he will not dare to harass our Kurigakur village in the future. After returning to the village, Terumi Mei immediately explained the situation to the elders. At Kazama's request, she didn't say anything about the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force being controlled. Because Kazama wants Akatsuki to bring back the fake five-tailed Jinchuriki column force next. Naturally, he couldn't spread the news that he controlled the five-tailed Jinchuiki column power. By the way, what about my two men? At this time, Feng Shi looked around and couldn't find Zaibujan and Bai, who were seriously injured. Oh, I've sent someone to bury them. What? You buried them? Hearing Master Yuan's words, Feng Jian was speechless. What's the matter? The two of them have already been killed by the force of the five-tailed Jinchuriki column, why don't they bury them? Seeing the fuss in the wind, the village elder of Kurigakur said immediately, angrily. Elder, he is. Feeling that Master Yuan had a bad attitude towards Kazama, Terumi Mei immediately wanted to explain Kazama's true identity. But before he could finish speaking, he was interrupted by Yuan Shi's words. Little brother, people cannot be resurrected from the dead. Although they are your subordinates, you must recognize the facts. Master Yuan didn't know the true strength of Kazejian, and naturally he didn't know that Kazejian had a strange fire that could bring the dead back to life. Elder, I appreciate your kindness, but my two subordinates still have room for rescue, so please take me to the place of burial quickly. What? Both of them were beaten to the point where their flesh and blood were blurred, and even their limbs were incomplete. How could they be rescued? Hearing Feng Yan's request, Master Yuan felt that Feng Jian was really crazy. Elder, maybe he really has a solution, let's take him there quickly. Although Terumi Mei doesn't know what method Kazama will use to save Zabuza and Shiro. But she felt that as long as Feng Jian said it, he would definitely be able to do it. It seems that you don't cry when you don't see the coffin, that's fine. The elder Yuanshi said and led Feng Jian to the place where Zaibujan and Bai were buried. And sent someone to exhume the bodies of the two of them. At this time, Zaibujan and Bai's corpse was already mutilated and completely devoid of any vitality. Little brother, you have seen the situation of these two people, even Da Luo Jingxian can't be saved. 3,000 flames. Just when Yuan Shi persuaded Feng Jian to give up. Suddenly, I saw Feng Jian inject a strange colored flame into the bodies of Zaibujan and Bai. What? Are you going to cremate them again? Master Yuan didn't know that these 3,000 flames could regenerate a person's broken body, so he immediately laughed in the wind. What? Just when Yuan Shi secretly laughed at Feng Yan's stupidity. Suddenly, I saw Zaibujan and Bai's crippled body, which actually grew again. And even the wounds on his body healed in an instant. This bizarre sight immediately surprised the elders and everyone in the Kurigakur village who were present. Little brother, this flame of yours is indeed quite magical, but the two of them have only become complete corpses, but they still have no vitality. In order to save some face, the elder Yuan Shi said contemptuously to Feng Jian again. The art of Rinne Tensai, Samsara of heavenly life. Before the Master Yuan finished speaking, a huge head of King Yama appeared here. With its big mouth, two souls flew out of it immediately and entered Zaibujan and Bai's body. Just when everyone was surprised, Zaibujan and Bai had successfully woken up and regained their consciousness. You can really come back to life. Seeing the art of Rinne Tensai, Samsara of Heavenly Life, performed by Kazama, Yuan Shi was dumbfounded. And when he saw the Rinnegan opened by the wind the next moment, even more shocked, he stepped back and sat directly on the ground. This is Rinnegan. At this moment, even the well-informed Kurigakure village elder, Yuan Shi. They were all overwhelmed by Kazami's current ability. Chapter 172 Hope of the Whole Village. Elder, he is the Sanada Kazama who rescued Konoha by himself and tamed Yao in Kurigakure village. What? Little brother, you are actually the famous Sanada Kazama. It's really disrespectful. Hearing Terumi Mei's introduction, Master Yuan hurriedly stood up and saluted Kazama constantly. Don't look at Master Yuan's age, but now in front of Fengjian, he seems to be a junior. This is a symbol of strength. They won the prize, those are old things, not worth mentioning. Hearing that Kazama actually turned the glorious deeds into a past that is not worth mentioning, Master Yuan and the people of Kurigakure village suddenly felt that the wind would indeed be pretending to be forceful. However, he also sighed that the wind is indeed the capital of pretense. Elder, these two subordinates of the little brother Kazama are now missing Nin and Shiro from our Kurigakure village. The little brother Kazama hopes that our Kurigakure village can release their wanted. What do you think? Although Terumi Mei's true strength is the first in Kurigakure village, but in the final analysis, Yuan Shi is the one who controls the whole of Kurigakure village. Therefore, this wanted order cannot be lifted, and it is still necessary for Yuan Shi to finally nod. Of course it will be lifted. As soon as Terumi Mei finished speaking, Master Yuan immediately agreed. Zaibujan and the White Envoy are missing Nin during the reign of the fourth generation of Mizukage. They were also under the cruel rule of the fourth generation of Mizukage, so they resisted, so it should have been released long ago. Brother Kazama, don't worry, we the village of Kurigakure will never send someone to deal with Fuzuo and Bai in the future. Hearing Master Yuan's words, Feng Jian immediately smiled and nodded. And Zaibujan and Bai saw that they had been fleeing for many years, and now they can finally regain their freedom. My heart is also extremely happy, and I am even more grateful to Kazama. There is another piece of good news. Terumi Mei said at the moment, who was once again happy with Master Changyuan. Brother Kazama also said that although we lost the ring battle in Kurigakure village this time, we can still stay in the land of water. Really, that's great. Hearing Terumi Mei's words, Master Yuan cried with joy. After all, they have lived in the land of water for many years. If he really let them leave, he would be reluctant to let them go. Brother Kazama, I really thank you so much. You not only helped us defeat the five-tailed Jinchuriki column force, but now we have a place to live in our Kurigakure village. Your great kindness and great virtue, we Kurigakure the village will never forget. Tell me, how do you want me to repay you? As long as you speak, I will be satisfied. Quote. Hearing that Yuan Shi and Terumi Mei had the same lines before, Kazama immediately laughed. Okay, if you really want to help me, then let Terumi Mei be the fifth generation Mizukage of your Kurigakure village. What? Hearing Kazama's words, both Yuan Shi and Terumi Mei were taken aback. Okay, no problem. Terumi Mei could react. Yuan Shi immediately nodded and agreed. Elder, Seeing that Master Yuan was so refreshing, he let himself take over the position of the fifth generation Mizukage. Terumi Mei felt uneasy and excited at the same time. After all, the position of Mizukage was her dream. But she didn't expect that Master Yuan actually agreed to Kazama's request and made herself a fifth generation Mizukage. In fact, Yuan Shi has long been willing to let Terumi Mei serve as the fifth generation Mizukage. Since Fengjian just opened his mouth, of course he has to be a good friend. Master Yuan is an old fox, and everything he does now is to have a good relationship with the wind. He knew that as long as he could win over the Wind Room, they would be able to flourish in the future of Kurigakure village. Moreover, Master Yuan thought that since Kazama proposed to let Terumi Mei be the 5th generation Mizukage, then Kazama is probably interested in Terumi Mei. So Master Yuan immediately came to strike while the iron was hot, and strongly invited Kazama to stay in Kurigakure village for a few more days. He even secretly told Kazama Terumi Mei's residence, and gave Kazama a small blue pill. Chapter 173 Start Catching Six Tails. Hurriedly found an excuse to leave the village of Kurigakure. After all, Kazama has more important things to do now, and that is to find the remaining 6 and 7 tails. Kazama then immediately returned to Otogakure village using the Hiraishin technique. The 5-tailed Jinchuriki column force of his Koto Amatsukami demonic illusion in Otogakure village. At this time, the Otogakure village of Kazama already has the 3-tailed Jinchuriki column power, the 4-tailed Jinchuriki column power, and the 5-tailed Jinchuriki column power. A village has the power of 3 people, Jinchuriki column, which is a strength that none of the 5 major ninja villages have. Coupled with Orochimaru, Nagato and others, the overall strength of Otogakure village surpassed that of the 5 major countries by dozens of times. Just when Kazama was about to summon Obito to see if Akatsuki had news of the 6 tails, a space fluctuation immediately appeared in front of Kazama. See Kazama-sama. Seeing Obito's initiative to appear, Kazama knew that he must have brought news of the 6 tails. Now the 6-tailed Jinchuriki column force feather is high, in the village of the Earth Spider clan, and Black Zetsu has also sent Sasuke to capture the 6-tailed Jinchuriki column force. Sasuke, has he become so strong now? He can actually take on the task of capturing the 6 tails. Hearing Obito's information, Kazama couldn't help being surprised. Yes, because Black Zetsu taught him a lot of forbidden technique and let him take forbidden drugs that can quickly improve his strength. Sasuke's current Teishu, demonic illusion, and escape have all reached the top level. Black Zetsu is really capable. Hearing Obito's narration, Kazama immediately laughed. Because Kazama wants Black Zetsu to help him train Sasuke. When the time comes, Kazama will be able to use Koto Amatsukami to control Sasuke for his own use. Therefore, the more powerful Sasuke becomes, the happier Kazama will naturally be. At this time, as Obito left, Orochimaru also came here immediately. Kazuma-sama, there's the latest news from Konoha. Kazama was worried that Black Zetsu would attack Konoha again, so when he went to the Land of Water, he asked Orochimaru to pay attention to Konoha's movements. The Soil Spider clan in the alliance with Konoha has been invaded by foreign enemies. I heard that it is to snatch the forbidden technique that the Soil Spider clan guards from generation to generation, and this forbidden technique is now on the body of the dead leader of the Soil Spider clan, the granddaughter Ying of the Servant, so Tsunade they dispatched the 7th squad to go to the Soil Spider clan to support. It's the Earth Spider clan again. Hearing Orochimaru's report, Kazama said inwardly. Now the 6-tailed Jinchuriki column force is also in the Earth Spider clan, and Konoha has sent people to guard the Earth Spider clan's forbidden technique. If Naruto and the others run into the blackened Sasuke, they may not be able to stop it. In this case, then I must go to the Soil Spider clan as soon as possible to support. Quote. Thinking of this, Kazama immediately set off and rushed towards the Earth Spider clan. And when Naruto, Sakura and others came to the Soil Spider clan, carrying the forbidden technique, has long since disappeared, and only Firefly's master, Dunbei, was injured and collapsed to the ground. No matter how Sakura healed, it still failed to revive her. Damn it, now only this uncle knows Ying-Ying's whereabouts, but he was poisoned by the enemy. If we can't save him, how should we rescue Ying-Ying? Naruto said immediately angrily. It's all my fault for my poor medical skills. If Kazama-kun is here, Uncle Dunby will definitely be saved. But Kazama hasn't appeared in Konoha for a long time, and even Tsunade-sama doesn't know about Kazama. I'm here. Just when Naruto and Sakura were at a loss, a figure immediately appeared in front of them. Chapter 174 Ready to hang the evil foursome. Kazuma-kun. Fanfiction, you guys really like to get stuck. Sakura and Naruto were very happy when they saw Kazama's appearance. Of course, if you don't get stuck, how will you realize my importance? Kazama said, and injected the power of yang fire from the yin and yang flames into the dying Dunbei body. Is this the revitalizing flame? At this time, Yamato and Sai, who were on the side, also came over. Let me introduce you to Kazama. This is the new member of our 7th class, Captain Yamato, and Sakai. Yamato with Kekkei Genkei Mokuden, wood style, and Sakai who can use Super Beast pseudo art. Seeing the appearance of these two people, Kazama said in his heart, and smiled and nodded at them. You're Sanada Kazama who saved Konoha twice. It's a pleasure to meet you. Yamato was quite enthusiastic, but Sakai could only stand awkwardly because he was not good at dealing with people. Kazama, it's all your fault for leaving Konoha so often. Tsunade-sama has sent 2 more members to my 7th class. What? Don't you want to go on a mission with me? Hearing Naruto's complaints, Yamato immediately came quietly behind Naruto. No, I made a slip of the tongue, it was a slip of the tongue. Seeing Yamato turning gloomy, Naruto waved his hands in fright. And just when everyone was joking, Dunbei had successfully woken up. Fanfiction, you really are amazing. Yamato was quite surprised to see that the flames injected into the wind were so magical. And Naruto and Sakura are used to it. After all, they had already seen all kinds of sky-defying abilities in the wind. Uncle, we are Konoha's ninjas, do you know the whereabouts of Hotaru now? Hearing Naruto and Sakura's question, Dunbei immediately pointed them in the direction. Hung has been brought to a Matsuri altar in our village by the enemy. You must rescue her as soon as possible, otherwise if she is pulled out of the forbidden technique by the enemy, not only will our village be razed to the ground, I am afraid that the entire ninja world will suffer because of this. Ah. Okay, let's go right away. Did you go? Just when the wind was waiting for the others to leave. 4 strangely dressed ninjas came here immediately and surrounded them. Be careful. They are the subordinates of Beilong, the planner of this operation. The evil 4 are best at formation attacks. Old guy, your life is really big, you still haven't died after being hit by our joint ninjutsu. Just as Dunbei was talking, the 4 of them immediately sneered at him. You bastards, hurry up and let Ying go, or I will never spare you. Naruto immediately cast Shadow Clone, ready to attack the evil quartet. But at this time, the evil quartet took the lead in casting a formation, trapping Kazama and others inside. Haha, I'm telling you boy, our formation can absorb chakra, and it won't take long for you to be collapsed to the ground by our exhaustion, and then we will slowly torture you. Oops. Naruto's shadow clone disappeared immediately after the evil 4-person formation. And Yamato and Sai's ninjutsu could not be successfully performed. Humph. Konoha's ninjas are just like that, they're so famous, it's better to meet them. Seeing the helplessness of Yamato and others, the evil 4 laughed wildly again. At this moment, Kazama in the formation immediately hand seal with both hands and began to gather chakra. Boy, I said that you have a sick mind. I said that our formation can absorb chakra. You are still gathering chakra. Do you want to be killed by me earlier? Seeing Kazama's actions, the evil quartet laughed and leaned forward and back together. Chapter 175 Crazy Hanging Evil Foursome. Because I want to see how much chakra your formation can absorb. What? Hearing what the wind said, and seeing that their formation had begun to crumble, the 4 of them were immediately shocked. Can you also smoke unlimited chakra? Give me a blast. With a loud shout in the wind. The evil quartet, who were still complacent just now, was instantly thrown upside down by the infinite chakra that erupted from Kazama's body. Little Misty, it seems that we really underestimate you. The evil quartet that was blown away by the shock did not stop there. With their hand seal again, the people of the soil spider family instantly appeared around. And all moved towards Kazama and others to kill. Haha, if you want to rescue Yingying, you can only kill these people, otherwise you will be trapped here forever. The Evil Four knew that Kazama would not harm people's lives. That's why he deliberately manipulated everyone to hinder Kazama and them, trying to delay time. Mokuden, wood style. The art of the wall. Yamato immediately cast Mokuden, wood style, after meeting, preparing to trap everyone inside. But who knew that Yamato's Mokuden, wood style, was chopped into pieces by the evil and evil foursome as soon as he cast it. I want to stop everyone's attacks, I want to be beautiful. Mokuden, wood style. The art of the wall. At this moment, Kazama also immediately cast the Mokuden, wood style technique. Small bastard, see what you can do. Your companion's Mokuden, wood style, has been chopped into pieces by us, and you still use the exact same technique. Will your Mokuden, wood style, be any different? The evil quartet said and attacked Mokuden, wood style, of Kazama again. Unfortunately, this time they didn't succeed. And not only did he fail, even the weapon in his hand was shaken into several pieces because he attacked Kazama's Mokuden, wood style. How is this possible? Seeing that Mokuden, wood style, in Kazama is so hard, let alone the evil quartet, even Yamato was deeply shocked. Because Kazama's technique is obviously the same as his own. Its power and hardness are hundreds of times stronger than their own Mokuden, wood style. At this time, Yamato finally understood why Kazama was called Konoha's demon-like genius. Because the various abilities of the wind have reached an admirable level. Damn, go away. Seeing that Kazama's strength is so strong, the evil foursome realized that they were not opponents at all, so they immediately ran away. It's a pity that no one can escape in front of the wind. Mokuden, wood style. Varied by roots. Quote. At this time, another thick branch appeared on the wall of Mokuden, wood style, entwining the evil four to each other, and then detonated in an instant. The evil four who were arrogant just now turned to ashes in an instant. Kazama immediately rushed over to the Matsuri altar. Although his action this time is to find the six-tailed Jinchuriki column force. But he will not let the enemy kill Firefly, who is carrying the forbidden technique. Captain Yamato, what are you still doing? Hurry up. Hearing Naruto's urging, Yamato recovered from the shock to Kazuma. As expected of a ninja from Konoha, he moved quickly. At this time, Beilong in the Matsuri altar saw the appearance of Kazama and others, and immediately smiled coldly. And there are two people lying next to him, one is Hotaru, and the other is Jinchuriki column Liu Gao. It's a pity that you came a step late. I have already obtained the forbidden technique of the Earth Spider family, and I will let you experience the power of this technique. Everyone, stop him now, maybe it's too late. Dunbei, who came with him, immediately shouted loudly. Although this technique is powerful, it requires energy storage. He cannot use this technique in a short period of time. Okay, then let me stop it. After hearing the words of Dunbei, Naruto took the lead and charged directly towards the white waves. Chapter 176 Hang Sasuke. Yes, I do need to store chi, but even then you are not my opponent, Fu Dun. Sure. With Beilong's spell, all Naruto except Kazama were stung in place. Ding! Successfully absorbed Fu Dun condition. Congratulations to the host for obtaining Fu Dun super condition, which can extend the immobilization time 10 times. With this technique, it will be more convenient to fight the enemy in the future. Fengjian continued to walk towards Beilong as he spoke. What? How could you resist my immobilization? Seeing that Fengjian was still moving freely, Beilong was taken aback. Your art is indeed very powerful, but it doesn't work for me. Fuck you, I won't believe I can't kill you. Fu Dunchi, Fu Dun Bang, Fu Dun Bombing. Beilong said, and launched an attack one after another in the rushing wind. Ding! Successfully absorbing Fu Dun. Congratulations to the host for obtaining Fu Dun's great bombing. I said you This guy used the immobilization technique on others, but bombed me. How much hatred do I have with you? Hearing Feng Yin's stern shout, he saw that all of his talismans were actually absorbed into his body by Feng Zhan. Beilong was so frightened that he took a few steps back and fell out in cold sweat. Next, I'll let you taste my talisman, big bombing. Feng Zhan punched Beilong into the sky, and then Beilong's body was torn apart like a firecracker. A bunch of rubbish. Just after Naruto, Sakura and others were released from the control of the wind, I suddenly heard another sneer coming from here. Sasuke. Sakura were shocked when they saw the figure of the person who came. It was even more surprising than seeing Kazama before. After all, they haven't seen Sasuke in years. At this time, Sasuke has indeed grown a lot than before. The aura that is now exuding is enough to crush Naruto and Sakura. Kazama was not surprised by Sasuke's sudden appearance. Because the moment he came to the Matsuri altar, he had already discovered Sasuke, who was hiding in the dark. Sasuke, you're finally back. Where have you been all these years? We've been looking for you for a long time and haven't found your whereabouts. Facing Naruto and Sakura's concern, Sasuke laughed coldly again. A bunch of trash. Instead of worrying about where I went, it's better to improve your own strength, otherwise when I become your enemy, you will die ugly. Bastard. What did you say? Hearing Sasuke's sarcasm, Naruto immediately became furious. Just as he was about to attack Sasuke, he was dodged behind by Sasuke the next moment. Naruto, you are still so stupid, never leave your back to the enemy, have you forgotten what Kakashi taught you? Sasuke laughed wildly as he spoke, but then stopped abruptly. Because he found that the wind had come quietly behind him. Since you know you can't leave your back to the enemy, why don't you take precautions? Humph. Because I'm going to lure you in. Following Sasuke's sneer, his body immediately turned into a bolt of lightning and attacked the wind. A Raiden Thunder-style clone. Seeing Sasuke's move, Kazama's bang turned into smoke. What a coincidence. Mine is also a clone. Asshole. Seeing that he failed to pretend to force, Sasuke immediately cursed secretly in his heart. Although my mission this time is just to capture the Six Tails, since you are here, I will never spare you, Kazama. At the time you were stronger than me, but now I have the ability to kill you. The ability to kill. Kirin. With Sasuke's hand seal, a Kirin behemoth formed by Raiden Thunder-style immediately appeared in the sky. Today I'm going to kill you, Just when Sasuke was screaming wildly, he suddenly found that his Raiden Thunder-style Kirin was actually swallowed by 9 dragons of thunder and fire. I'm sorry, my 9 thunder and fire dragons just happened to be hungry. Hearing Kazuma's words, Sasuke's face turned pale. Chapter 177 Crazy Hanging Sasuke. Bastard. I can't believe I can't kill you. Sasuke seemed to be crazy at this time, and kept attacking Kazama. Chidori Senbon. Quote. Chidori Sharp Spear. Chidori Current. It's a pity that the result is still the same, that is, it was completely swallowed by the 9 thunder and fire dragons in the wind. I said Sasuke, do you have any more powerful moves? If so, use them quickly. I'm almost falling asleep. Why is this happening? Hearing Kazama's sarcasm, he saw that the moves he had been practicing for years could not harm Kazama. Sasuke suddenly felt that he had returned to the fear of being dominated by Kazama before. Impossible. I'm a genius of the Uchiha clan. I can't believe I can't kill you, bastard. Sasuke was completely mad at this time, although none of his possessive attacks could hurt Kazama. But he still kept attacking the wind. Kazama, while easily defusing Sasuke's attack, kept taunting Sasuke. Kazama now wants to let Sasuke know that he is not his opponent at all. At that time, Sasuke will definitely ask Black Zetsu to continue to improve his strength. In order to continue to use Sasuke, Black Zetsu will definitely use all of his forbidden techniques on Sasuke. After all, Black Zetsu is the product of Otsutsuki Kagaya. He must have collected a lot of forbidden technique from the Six Paths Immortal period until now. As long as Black Zetsu raises Sasuke's power to the top in the future, that Kazama can take the opportunity to use Koto Amatsukami to control Sasuke to leave Black Zetsu. And Black Zetsu will also steal chickens without losing money, and lose his wife and lose his army. At this point, Sasuke was already in a state of madness. Kazama was about to beat him to death and let him go back to Black Zetsu to retrain. Suddenly I found that Sasuke actually used Sharingan to control the Jinchuriki column force of the six-tailed man below. At this time, the six-tailed man Jinchuriki column Li Yugao, who was in a coma, ran wild in an instant, and then started the tail beast transformation. Then a face-to-face kung fu came to the wind. Sasuke, are you crazy? Do you really ignore our former friendship? We are all members of the 7th class. When Naruto and Sakura saw that Sasuke was killing Kazama over and over again, they felt sad and painful in their hearts. Don't give me nonsense, I tell you, I have no friends in my eyes, only enemies, whoever is stronger than me is my enemy, so I'm sure to kill in the wind. Sasuke burst into laughter. Fangjan, aren't you very good at fighting? Come on, continue, this is the power of the tailed beast, just wait for you to die. Six-tailed Jinchuriki column force, many bubbles appeared in this place. Although these bubbles look very cute, as long as you touch them a little, they will explode in an instant. It's a pity that it is of no use to the wind room. Ding! Absorb the sweetened water style foam technique. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the sweetened water style super foam technique. Just when Sasuke thought Kazama would definitely lose, the six-tailed Jinchuriki column force he controlled was surrounded by a bigger bubble and then exploded. The six-tailed Jinchuriki column force that was bombed collapsed directly to the ground. You can even use the six-tailed Jinchuriki column power art. Sasuke was taken aback when he saw Kazama's surgery. A little bit, but if you want the six-tailed body to use tailed beast bomb on me, then I can't hold it, but I don't think you have that great ability. Fart. Nothing is impossible under my Sharingan's control. Hearing that Kazama was afraid of the tailed beast bomb of the six-tailed, Sasuke immediately made the six-tailed Jinchuriki column force completely run away, turning it into the six-tailed rhinoceros itself. Chapter 178 Gain the power of the seven tails in a new variant. And let it cast the strongest blow of tailed beast bomb on Kazama, tailed beast bomb. But Sasuke doesn't know that what Kazama needs now is the tailed beast bomb of six tails. He has now been hit by the wind's tactic. Suffer to death, haha. Sasuke burst into laughter when he saw Kazama being completely hit by the six-tailed beast bomb. He thought Kazama would love tailed beast bomb to the death this time. After all, no one in this world has ever been able to resist tailed beast bomb's attack. But when Sasuke thought about it, suddenly, I found that the figure of Kazama was still standing in the place where the tailed beast bomb exploded. Ding! Successfully absorbed the tailed beast bomb of the six tails. Congratulations to the host who has obtained the power of the seven tails and can transform into Shigeki of the seven tails. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 19th kind of strange fire, the flame of life. This fire is the fire of life, which can make all objects gain vitality and be used by the host. That is to say, even dead objects such as stones, river water, and iron blocks can gain vitality after being injected into the flame of life. Not bad. Damn it, this is too bad. Kazama was quite happy after learning about the magic of the soul of life. Then, can't I use the flame of life to make a steady stream of helpers in the future? Kazama shouted excitedly, and immediately used the power of Naneo Shigeki that he had just acquired. The future, the six-tailed rhinoceros, successive defeats forced it to return to its human Jinchuriki column force form. At this time, Sasuke was stunned to the ground by Kazami's performance. He couldn't believe that someone who had been hit by the tailed beast bomb was still alive. Moreover, it can defeat all the 6 tails, which are completely tailed beasts, with a more powerful attack. The strength that Kazama is showing now has completely subverted Sasuke's imagination. After feeling the terror of Kazama, Sasuke knew that he could no longer fight Kazama no matter what. Because he is not the opponent of the wind at all. So Sasuke immediately took the 6-tailed Jinchuiki column force and left quickly. It's a pity that Kazama won't let Sasuke take the 6-tailed people away. At this time, Sasuke had barely escaped a few steps when he noticed Kazama appearing behind him. Oops, this seal is... And when he saw the hand seal in the wind behind him, he immediately secretly said that it was not good. It's a pity that everything was too late. Sasuke, I see that your face is not good, it should be a stool, I will help you to clear your bowels, and kill for 1,000 years. Ah tilde. Following Sasuke's scream, his body immediately drew a beautiful arc in the sky. And Kazama took advantage of the situation and used the power of the 6-tailed Jinchuriki column to exchange the fake for the real. Then he came to Sasuke's back once. It's not over yet. Just when Sasuke wanted to keep running away. However, he found that there were thousands of clones lined up behind him. This technique is my nirvana, called Millennium Kill Continuous Shot. By the time Sasuke returned to Black Zetsu's secret base, he had collapsed. This bastard in the wind. I must kill him, I must smash his bones to ashes, cramp his skin. Hearing Sasuke's roar, Black Zetsu immediately smiled and patted his shoulder. Don't worry, I will arrange for you to kill Itachi. As long as you kill your brother, you can start Mangekyo Sharingan. With Mangekyo Sharingan, you can also have the most powerful technique of the Uchiha family, Susanoo. Shifengjan is a fart, you can kill him in minutes. Just when Black Zetsu gave Sasuke a crazy pie. Obito had already told Kazama about Sasuke's actions to kill Itachi. Chapter 179 Subduing the 6-tailed Jinchuriki column force. And Kazama naturally won't let Sasuke really kill Itachi, but he won't stop it either. A good opportunity for Sasuke to open Mangekyo Sharingan and improve his strength. Kazama knew that as long as Sasuke defeated Itachi, Mangekyo Sharingan was turned on. That Black Zetsu will surely help its fusion of the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. After all, Black Zetsu collected countless Sharingan in the demise of the Uchiha clan. And as long as Sasuke has the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, Kazama will take the opportunity to control it with Koto Amatsukami. This is to use Black Zetsu's hand to enhance Sasuke's strength. Then use Sasuke to deal with Black Zetsu. At that time, Black Zetsu is afraid that he will vomit blood and die on the spot. And when the task of the Soil Spider family is completed, Kazama asked Naruto and the others to return to Konoha first, while he himself made an excuse to stay. Because Kazama has absorbed the power of the 6 tails now. But what he valued most was the strength of the 6-tailed Jinchuriki column Li Yugao. After all, his Otogakur village now has 3, 4, and 5 tails. Jinchuriki column force of the 6-tailed people, it would seem somewhat inconsistent. Yugao, now the village of the Earth Spider clan has been destroyed into ruins. If you don't dislike it, you can take the people of the territorial Spider clan to live in my Otogakur village, where you will never be invaded again. This. Hearing Kazama's invitation, Yugao was also very tempted to tell the truth. Because when he was controlled by Sasuke before, he personally felt the sky-defying strength of Kazami. Therefore, the village where Kazama is located must be particularly safe. When he saw the firefly beside him who died because he was drawn out of forbidden technique, Yugao still sighed and shook his head. Yingying is my apprentice, I can't leave her alone. What if I can save Yingying? How is this possible? Hearing what Kazama said, Yugao immediately shook his head with a wry smile. I know your strength is very strong, but there is no such thing as resurrection in this world. Just as Yugao was talking, Kazama had injected a green flame into Yingying's body. This is the fire of life, which can bring people back to life. This flame of living beings is similar to that of Rinne Tensai, Samsara of heavenly life. Even stronger than the art of Rinne Tensai, Samsara of heavenly life. Because the Yan of life can not only revive human beings, but also give life to objects. With the injection of the flame of life, the dead firefly was resurrected. Afterwards, Fengjian used 3,000 flames of flame to repair Yingying's injuries. After waking up, Ying also learned from Yu Gao's mouth that Kazama saved her. Therefore, Yingjian is naturally grateful for the kindness of the wind. So both Yu Gao and Hotaru are willing to join Odogakur village and owe their allegiance to Kazama forever. Lord Kazama, the people of our Earth Spider family, can we follow you to live in Odogakur village? Of course you can. Hearing Yingying's question, Kazama immediately smiled and nodded. Because he wants to make his Odogakur village a ninja village like Konoha. So these people are naturally essential. But when Kazama and the others left the Matsuri altar and came outside, the people of the Earth Spider family are still shouting and killing them because they were previously hit by the demonic illusion of the Evil Four. Damn, how can this be done? Master, can you solve demonic illusion? I really don't know this, and there are hundreds of people here. It's very difficult to unlock their demonic illusion. Yu Gao scratched his head in embarrassment. Chapter 188, Sleep, hit Sasuke. Afterwards, the two of them, master and apprentice, could only pin their hopes on Kazama. Lord Kazama, you. Demonic illusion, solution. Before they could finish speaking, Kazama used his powerful chakra to unlock everyone's demonic illusion. Damn it. This is too powerful. Seeing that the problem that he was helpless was solved easily in Fengjian, Yu Gao felt that he was following the right person. Kazuma-sama, where is your Otogakur village? The land of water. But we are in the country of fire now, and there are so many people here, it is estimated that dozens of carriages can be hired to get there. Hearing Yingying's concerns, Kazami immediately laughed. In front of Kazama, who possesses the technique of Hiraishin and infinite chakra, no matter how far he is, he can come in an instant. What kind of carriage are you hiring? Let everyone join hands, and I can deliver you in no time. What? Yingshi had just spoken, but the words had not yet been spoken. A swoosh, Yu Gao and everyone had arrived at the bustling Odogakur village. The startled Ying and Yu Gao were all dumbfounded, shouting that the gods descended into the world. Then Kazama asked Orochimaru to arrange accommodation for Hotaru and Yu Gao. And he himself is going to go home and take a good rest. After all, he has not even slept peacefully during this period of continuous collection of tailed beasts. Uzumaki suddenly appeared in front of him. I said, Obito, can't you give me a good rest? Obito coming out of the different dimension, Kazama looked rather helpless. I'm sorry Kazama-sama, I don't want to disturb your rest, but as far as I know, Sasuke has already started the action to kill Itachi. What? Hearing Obito's words, Kazama was taken aback. This guy Sasuke just got hit with my millennium killing shot. He shouldn't even be able to get out of bed, why is he going to start his action so soon? Because Sasuke wants to kill Itachi as soon as possible, so as to get Mangekyo Sharingan, and then find you a shame. Hearing Obito's words, Kazama had to admire Sasuke's perseverance. Sasuke is the first one who can continue to fight after being hit with a 1,000-year kill streak. Well, since this guy Sasuke wants to avenge me so much, then I will satisfy him. Kazama said and followed Obito to the place where Sasuke and Itachi fought. At this time, the battle between Sasuke and Itachi has come to an end. Due to the serious water release of Itachi, coupled with the terminal illness, Susanoo opened the 3 artifacts. He was still knocked down by Sasuke melee combat. And Sasuke is still stupid and thinks that he is very powerful. That's why he defeated his brother and avenged his deep hatred for the Uchiha family. As Itachi fell to the ground exhausted, Sasuke did not show a trace of pity, but wanted to continue whipping the corpse on Itachi. And at this critical moment, Kazama, who arrived in time, immediately blocked Sasuke's attack. Your brother is dead and you still want to whip the corpse. Sasuke, your heart is too cruel. Seeing Kazama's sudden arrival, Sasuke laughed instead of anger. Black Zetsu is right, you and Itachi have been complicit in private for a long time, so as long as I attack Itachi, you will definitely show up, but you came a little late, your companion Itachi has already been killed by me, what? Just when Sasuke was laughing wildly, an unexpected scene happened.